Tundra is a type of biome where the tree growth is hindered by low temperatures and short growing seasons. There are three regions and associated types of tundra: Arctic tundra, alpine tundra, and Antarctic tundra. Tundra vegetation is composed of dwarf shrubs, sedges, grasses, mosses, and lichens. Scattered trees grow in some tundra regions. The ecotone between the tundra and the forest is known as the tree line or timberline. Arctic tundra occurs in the far northern hemisphere, north of the taiga belt. The word tundra usually refers only to the areas where the subsoil is permanently frozen soil. Tundra includes vast areas of northern Russia and Canada. The polar tundra is home to several peoples who are mostly nomadic reindeer herders, such as the Nanasan and Nenets in the permafrost area. Arctic tundra contains areas of stark landscape and is frozen for much of the year. The soil there is frozen from 25 to 90 centimeters down, making it impossible for trees to grow. Instead, bare and sometimes rocky land can only support certain kinds of Arctic vegetation, low-growing plants such as moss, crowberry and black bearberry and lichen. There are two main seasons, winter and summer, in the polar tundra areas. During the winter it is very cold and dark, with the average temperature around -28 degrees Celsius, sometimes dipping as low as -50 degrees Celsius. However, extreme cold temperatures on the tundra do not drop as low as those experienced in taiga areas further south. For example, Russia's and Canada's lowest temperatures were recorded in locations south of the treeline. During the summer, temperatures rise somewhat, and the top layer of seasonally frozen soil melts, leaving the ground very soggy. The tundra is covered in marshes, lakes, bogs and streams during the warm months. Generally daytime temperatures during the summer rise to about 12 degrees Celsius but can often drop to 3 degrees Celsius or even below freezing. Arctic tundras are sometimes the subject of habitat conservation programs. In Canada and Russia, many of these areas are protected through a national biodiversity action plan. Tundra tends to be windy, with winds often blowing upwards of 50 to 100 km per hour. However, it is desert-like, with only about 150 to 250 millimeters of precipitation falling per year. The summer is typically the season of maximum precipitation. Although precipitation is light, evaporation is also relatively minimal. During the summer, the permafrost thaws just enough to let plants grow and reproduce. But because the ground below this is frozen, the water cannot sink any lower, and so the water forms the lakes and marshes found during the summer months. There is a natural pattern of accumulation of fuel and wildfire which varies depending on the nature of vegetation and terrain. Research in Alaska has shown fire event return intervals that typically vary from 150 to 200 years, with drier lowland areas burning more frequently than wetter highland areas. The biodiversity of tundra is low. 1,700 species of vascular plants and only 48 species of land mammals can be found, although millions of birds migrate there each year for the marshes. There are also a few fish species. There are few species with large populations. Notable plants in the Arctic tundra include blueberry, crowberry, reindeer lichen, lingonberry, and Labrador tea. Notable animals include reindeer, musk ox, Arctic hare, Arctic fox, snowy owl, ptarmigan, northern red-backed voles, lemmings, and even polar bears near the ocean. Tundra is largely devoid of poikilotherms such as frogs or lizards. A severe threat to tundra is global warming, which causes permafrost to melt. The melting of the permafrost in a given area on human time scales, decades or centuries, could radically change which species can survive there. As global warming heats the ecosystem and causing soil thawing, the permafrost carbon cycle accelerates and releases much of these soil-contained greenhouse gases into the atmosphere, creating a feedback cycle that increases climate change. Stay tuned with the channel. We will glad to see you next time.